Okay, people, what you're seeing here in front of you is the Lapel playing field. That's the Lapel playing field. Now, there was a time when this thing was being maintained. You had people cutting that playing field and all of that. And when the playing field is well maintained, you will always find young people coming there and train and practice and things like that. They'll come and practice their football. Anytime you cut the field, they'll be coming. But when you keep the playing field in a situation like that, in the way it is right now, children will not come and play there. And that is when you get the young people getting involved in all kinds of things that they're not supposed to get involved in. These people who live here, they have their children going to some of the best secondary schools, but they have to be walking in these muddy areas to go to school. And when they reach on the main road, it is even worse. But the child who lives in Castries or Grosile, that child is walking on concrete, on well-paved road. These are the people whose parents are supposed to vote, really. Because for 20 plus years, this road has been neglected. And now you want people to come and support you in an election. Hillary! Hillary! Salve! Oui. N'a fait une vidéo pour ces gens de l'autre pays qui sont ici ouais. About l'appel. Ou pas appeler répondre. Je vais me faire quand même, mais juste répondre à des questions about l'appel. Ok, vous pouvez le faire, alright. But we who have less resources, what we do in St. Lucia, we allow things to completely demolish and to be destroyed completely. And then we say we're going to take X amount of $1 million loans from Caribbean Development Bank or for the World Bank or wherever to start those things from scratch. When you do not have clothes, you repair your damaged garments. They will go and get a loan from the Caribbean Development Bank or the World Bank and to start everything from scratch. So this is one of the reasons it is hard for them countries to go forward, our countries to go forward, because every time there is a sitting of the house, it's somebody taking some big money to do something. And children will be paying that for generations. Do not let it come as a surprise to you that I am here showing you Lapel, showing you the road here. And you know, some people will be angry that I'm showing you the road condition here. People from the very community, they will say that you're working against their government. So even if UWP is now in power, they will say that you're working against UWP. If SLP were in power, they would say that you're working against SLP. But at the end of the day, they are the ones that have been affected the most. Because I don't live here. I have my partners living here. I come here, I exercise, I run on that road. But I do not live here. But people, look at the roads. These are the places where the children have to go to walk, to go to school. But you know what? Who do you blame for that? Anyway, this is these are the first houses in Lapel. These are the first houses in Lapel, okay? Alright people, welcome to Tropical People and Places one more time. Today we're going to show you a video on Lapel. The English name is Lapel and the Creole name is Lapel. So I'm going to take you on a tour, on a trip to Lapel to show you the community. Okay, this is a 4-road junction. Well, that's one of the roads will lead you to Lapel. Now, the one that you see directly in front of you, where the white minibus is coming. This is if you're coming from Castries, you will make a left turn on the Larishus Road, and this is that main road here. Just follow the bus. Okay? Now that bus there is going to make turn, will take you to the Larry Shoes Catholic Church and to Denier Riviere and those places. Alright? So as I'm walking here right now, I'm going to be going left from where I am walking, from where the camera is flowing. And that is the road that's going to take you to La Perle. Alright? So I hope that gave you a kind of clarification and help you to find your bearings. Mr. Corey, so that is the shanty there, the bus stop. And so we're going to have an exciting day today. Now again, that road that we show you here, before we go further in, I just want to show you something. Like when I was around 15 years, 12 years to 15 years, when you walk along this road, the Denry Farmco had some irrigation systems. So if you were walking here, you would have to time them because certain times they would get wet. But even fast forward to 2020, and we have no irrigation in these bananas, whereas a long time ago we had irrigation system in those places. So we see instead of advancing, sometimes we regress. Again, we go in. This is the La Perle Road. I'm walking on it right now, and that's a banana plantation here. All right. Now this area here is very prone to flooding because there's a river on the other side, and many times when there's a lot of rain, heavy rainfall, the water will just pass over the road, and all this plantation will be covered. So drainage around these places is very difficult because sometimes the level of the farm is lower than the guttering along the side of the road. So it is hard to get water from the farms in that area. All right. Trying to keep that. Hey, what up, man? The road to this place, to La Perle. Now this road has been in a bad situation for more than 20 years. More than 20 years, this road has been in a bad situation. And so what happens is that both political parties have come here. They will look at the road, they will send engineers. And one of the things that I heard is that they said that it will take around 4 bridges. And it's going to cost too much money. So they cannot build a road at this time. That was said some years ago. The road condition here is such that buses do not go inside of here. And it's been years now. And buses do not come inside of La Perle. Now, you know, around September, when school opens, the children have their nice clothes, nice shoes and all of that. And it is raining in those places. At the same time, they have to walk to go to the main gap to get a bus. You know how muddy, how messy it is having the children to walk through here. Imagine you're living in a community and for years buses cannot go through. Buses cannot go through. Now the thing is, we have not reached the place where the houses are, so I'm just giving you a synopsis of what is going on here. Whilst all of that is going on, you still have people in these areas who are berating, insulting, disrespecting each other for or in support of their respective political parties. Whereas both of these parties have been in power and none of them did something about these roads. Buses do not come here. And it's been many years buses are not coming into these places. Buses are not coming into La Perle. And what you have is a situation where children have to pass through here with their shoes, and their shoes have to get messed up. And it is a good day today, but if it is raining here, I mean, it looks very bad when it is raining in this place. So they will come. Now, one of the problems that I have, or one of the concerns that I have is, whereas these places are being neglected, it almost looks like too much is being done in certain places at the expense of places like here. Because when you look at places like the Grozile area, who really spends money to build these pathways and these nice places they have in Grozile? Now I remember, and most people will remember, that there was a time Compton administration, they took the banana farmers' money to build feeder roads in places that never had anything to do with farming. Other areas, touristic areas. The Prime Minister Compton took money, they call it the banana levy, and they build roads in different places. Now we have a situation where the agricultural sector is not as strong as it used to be. I never really saw any road in these communities that were built complements the tourist industry or some hotels or anything like that. Now, people will have you believing that, yeah, hotel this, hotel that, and all of that. And we need these businesses. Now, if you've been to America in certain cities or England or wherever, sometimes you will see advertisements encouraging people to come to St. Lucia. The question I want to ask is, does tax money contribute to paying for these advertisements? Taxpayers' money. The other thing is, sometimes airlines from America are being paid to encourage them to come to St. Lucia. Other question, are taxpayers' money is being used to pay for these planes to come here? So we see it's not that people are complaining about tourism. We are saying that a lot of the country's resources is being spent to push tourism, whereas a small and insignificant amount is being spent to push agriculture. We were told that they were going to have tourists coming into the valley and all of that, and we never see that happen, but that's for another story, that's for another day. But people, look at the roads. These are the places where the children have to go to work, to go to school. But you know what? Who do you blame for that? Anyway, this is these are the first houses in La Perle. These are the first houses in La Perle, okay? Do not let it come as a surprise to you that I am here showing you La Perle, showing you the road here. And you know, some people will be angry that I'm showing you the road condition here. People from the very community. They will say that you're working against the government. So even if, UWP is now in power, they will say that you're working against UWP. If SLP were in power, they would say that you're working against SLP. But at the end of the day, they are the ones that have been affected the most. Because I don't live here. I have my partners living here. I come here, I exercise, I run on that road. But I do not live here. And I have told myself that I will not get involved in campaigning for no political party. But I'm going to try to highlight things that I believe that need to be highlighted for the benefit of the people. Alright, so that's our bridge here, coming up. And most of the houses in La Perle would be in that area between that bridge and the other bridge. So that's one of the better bridges. Alright. And there was a wall somewhere on this side here, but the wall fell. And you can see that the side part of that bridge is already being eroded. You can see the big holes that were done by the water. You can see that. And you can see that one of these slabs already fell down from under the bridge. We have to be in a situation where we do not allow the infrastructure to fall completely to the ground, yeah, before we do something about it. There was a situation where, I believe when Donald Trump just came in power, Donald Trump was saying that he wants to fix up the infrastructure. And so one of the things that the engineers were doing is they were looking at all the bridges and look for areas of stress so that they can repair and do things like that. So what we have is a situation where America, with all of their money, can go about and look for places in their bridges and the other infrastructure that have stress, that are stressed, so that they could fix and repair. But we who have less resources, what we do in St. Lucia, we allow things to completely demolish and to be destroyed completely, and then we say we're going to take X amount of $1 million loans from Caribbean Development Bank or for the World Bank or wherever to start those things from scratch. When you do not have clothes, you repair your damaged garments. So what we have is a situation where in this country, instead of the people, governments, fixing what we have, they will just allow the things to come to complete disrepair, and then they will go and get a loan from the Caribbean Development Bank or the World Bank and to start everything from scratch. So this is one of the reasons it is hard for them countries to go forward, our countries to go forward, because every time there is a sitting of the house, it's somebody taking some big money to do something, and children will be paying that for generations. You understand? So I'm showing you the Perle there. Yeah, there is that's a concrete footpath here. That's where the old laundry used to be. Look, an old laundry, people can still use that laundry. Structurally it is sound, but imagine the amount of laundries, buildings we have in St. Lucia that is not being used, that could be actually retrofitted to get things done for the benefit of the public. So again, this is a footpath. Sometimes I run on this footpath. Yeah. Yeah. So that's one of the one of the favorite pastimes of the people. Some people used to gather in a place where they can consume liquor. Morning, morning. Morning, morning. Yeah. Morning, boss. So that's the area I come to a lot. My partner living over there. Hillary! Hillary! Ça fait. Oui. N'a fait une vidéo pour ces gens de l'autre pays qui sont ici, ouais. About l'appel. Ou pas appeler, wait for you. Je vais me faire quand même, mais just wait for you on the chest about l'appel. Ok, vous pas le faire, alright. Ou pas le chest, moi, ça. Okay, that's the people The people of La Perle have a bakery over there where they make their local bread. So that's an area here. You have some water puddles in the road. So you notice that I had to go on the look. All of this is a muddy puddle passing through here, and you have children in this area going to secondary school. There's a child in the area. There are children going to Castries Comprehensive, St. Joseph Convent, St. Mary's College, and they have to pass through the mud. Whereas the government or whoever can easily build a concrete road for the people. But what we have is those who live in the Rodney Bay area. They have nice walls to walk on, nice tiles, or whatever you want to call it. But some of our people have to be walking through mud to go St. Mary's College, to go to they have to walk through this mud. Now, this, in a situation and in a case where everybody vote, and during this election they call everybody to vote. Vote for me, vote for me, vote for this one, vote for that one. And when you look at some of these people that they're asking the people to vote for, they have no track record of having done nothing for nobody. Some of these people have bad attitudes, treat people bad. These are people that have blocked people on different occasions before. And now they want you to come and vote for them. Now, these people who live here, they have their children going to some of the best secondary schools, but they have to be walking in these muddy areas to go to school. And when they reach on the main road, it is even worse. But the child who lives in Castries or Grosile, that child is walking on concrete, on well-paved road. These are the people whose parents are supposed to vote, really. Because for 20 plus years, this road has been neglected. And now you want people to come and support you in an election. Okay, people, what you've seen here in front of you is the La Perle playing field. That's the La Perle playing field. Now, there was a time when this thing was being maintained. You had people cutting that playing field and all of that. And when the playing field is well maintained, you will always find young people coming there and train and practice and things like that. They'll come and practice their football. Anytime you cut the field, they'll be coming. But when you keep the playing field in a situation like that, in the way it is right now, children will not come and play there. And that is when you get the young people getting involved in all kinds of things that they're not supposed to get involved in. Because when these young people put their energy and their strength, and they get tired playing football and perfecting their skills in football, they will not have time, for the most part, to go and think of robbing people, of going and get involved in gangs and all of that. For the most part, they will not be involved in that, because they get themselves, their energy is dedicated to a more positive thing. Look at it. This is the playing field, so it's only one small part of they're using, but the rest of the thing is not cut. So what we have here, horses and goats that are being grazed on the playing field. And we have to move away from this blind loyalty to political parties. Those people who are living in Grozile, let them go and get crazy about politics, because Grozile is getting a big share of the cake. Those people who live in Castries with their nice roads, let them go. But if it is that your child has to be walking in mud for many years to go to a secondary school from your home to the bus, it doesn't make sense. There is no reason and justification to vote for anybody when you're living in a place like that. And for 20 years, they never do nothing about the roads. All they do is give you excuses about why it can't be done. It will cost too much money. Yeah, so, yeah, this is some of the places there. So if you overseas see where your mother house is, your father house is, your Bope house, your Nenen house, and leave a note. Yeah, so if you overseas and you see your mother house, your mama, your Bope house, leave a note telling me you saw it, the one that was by the field or whatever. Yeah. So that's the other side here. The South Fairfax. We have the video on a fella who muche se moun na saka fet en place là. That's one of the shops, the main shop here. That's Icon shop. So naturally muche se moun na se man here tout moun an dan hurry pour ay vote by moun. Et si me ça là 20 land, pli pay 20 land yo pa manger. Les maman kay l'école ici si en labo yon pour passer. Les yo ka sort la kay maman yo sans labo. Mais c'est maman la ka wete gozi le c'est bon chemin, bon ba yo ni. Oui, ou check le? So c'est ça naturel muche se moun nan. Yeah. So yeah, so that's another area again. Look at the small pools of water. Now this man was just telling me that just Lakai, a community nearby, is much better. Lakai is a much better place. More things happening there, and I mean there's a lot of work that has been done in Lakai. Alright. So this is one of the other bridges. They're making you believe that these things will cost so much money that you don't worth that money. Look, this thing has been like that for many years, because I have driven on this thing many times. And it may be that this thing is so compromised that probably one day a truck passing over that may just sink. Again, if it is a situation where we're in a country like that and we do not have all these resources, we're supposed to have engineers come in and examine every bridge to check the structural integrity of these bridges to see how long they're going to last. Then you want to come and ask people to vote for you. Both parties have been in power. This thing has been here for around 20-something years. And it's been years, no bus can come through. So that's another. There's that road going inside there. That's still Lapel here. You have some houses inside of here still. Okay, you know there's a farm in Lapel. It was a very popular farm. Run by the Rastas, maybe from the 80s. It is called Roots Farm, and this is actually some of the things that they planted. That's part of the orchard of Roots Farm. What's up and what's going on? Everything safe? Tout bahanod? So that's part of the orchard of Roots Farm. Roots Farm used to be one of the leading farms in cooperatives in St. Lucia. They used to be growing a lot of rice, and they used to make ice cream. Roots Farm would make ice cream from soybeans, and they had strong support from the Taiwanese, Chinese, or whatever they call themselves. They had strong support from them. They were the equipment for refining rice or cleaning the rice was donated to them by the Taiwanese or Chinese. And so I actually featured part of Roots Farm in one of my videos, so I'm not going to go inside of there right now. But all this area here was heavily cultivated. They used to grow soybeans, mainly soybeans and rice. Now, to the right of this thing, behind this farm, there's a river that passes through there. And I did a video one time on that river because I was showing you how millions of dollars was spent for irrigation system and the irrigation system was never used. At the back there's a massive pump. They actually constructed a dam, some narrow dam, shallow dam, so that they would that would serve as the intake for the pump, and they were supposed to use these pumps to irrigate these banana fields and other fields. But that pump is there. People stole the roof, whatever else they stole, and people still need water, and that pump was never used. So that pump, there's a river that passes over there, but Roots Farm had their own pump. Roots Farm had their own pump, and they were actually harvesting water for the cultivation of their rice. And most of the rice cultivation was actually done in that area here. This place where you see the corn, that is where a lot of the rice was being cultivated. And if you go at the back, closer to the mountains, Roots Farm has some buildings in this place where they actually process their rice and do other things. There was a project, some European fund project, where they were trying to design the valley and the Henry village for the reception of tourists, and this thing has never manifested. So that's for another show, that's for another thing. But this is also Lapel still. Yeah. So this area is also Lapel on the hill up there. Okay. One of my partners, number one, who's actually a recording artist, lives on the hill up there. Number one sings reggae music. So this road goes, and down, just if you look down, there's like down in the direction of the south, there's a bridge there, and that bridge separates Lime from Lapel. Now I have done a video on Lime, so I'm not going to go back that side. Everything is on the video that I did. Now on the mountain, you see that small mountain range. You can actually pass over this mountain to go to Oleon, and you will approach Oleon from the backside of Oleon. And man, it's such a magnificent view when you see Oleon from the backside. I actually have a video on that where we walk from there to the other side. That was during the time of the restriction of movement during the COVID time. Yeah, we did that. There was a time you had to be in at a certain time. That was the time we did that. So, yeah, this is Lapel here still. I'm just giving you an idea. If I have to estimate, there's less than 100 houses in Lapel. There's less than 100. And I believe there's less than 70 houses in Lapel. I believe there's less than 60 houses in Lapel, for real. There's less than 60 houses in Lapel. Hey, Salfe! A video na fella. Yeah, this is a partner here who has a farm here. And it looks like the animals are bothering him, so he kind of did some kind of fence in there. Yeah. Nice little farm. So what we have is, we have a situation where people who are in tourism, people who own hotels, they lobby, and at the end of their talk, whatever it is that they do to governments before the election or give them, when the fellas win, when people win elections, they sometimes behave as if their loyalty is to these guys only and forget about other people. But who are the ones that are lobbying on behalf of the farmers? Now, as the poor people's governor, I am lobbying as much as I can on behalf of the farmers of the country. So these are some of the houses. Just giving you a general, view from where I am of La Perle. So people, I hope that some of your political people hear and see this thing and make this place a matter of importance and priority. Because it's becoming like a joke when over 20 years all the people have been asking for is just to surface the road for them for over 20 years. And everybody's just been looking for excuses that too many bridges have to be done. But everything is being done in Grozile and other places. So how long will you take the people for granted? Buses do not come here. The buses come here, Alias? No buses come to this place. Because the bus drivers say that the roads are not good, and you see it yourself. So if it is that you're living in a place, buses don't want to come there. For over 20 years, they cannot fix up the road. What sense it make to vote for any of these people? So at this time, people keep the fire burning. That's the end. We'll see some other time.